What's up, everybody? We got the 5th episode of Invincible Season 3 to dive into today, but before we do that, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you're not missing out on daily videos from the nerdy world. Now let's get into this week's episode. Episode 5 opened with Titan enjoying the new life he's won for his family, getting to do the small things like walk his daughter to school. It's the life he plotted against Machine Head for, and the one that he fought for and is going to have to continue to fight for in the future. Then we saw Multiple trying to break out of prison once again, and it's gruesome. I guess I'd call it a self-sacrifice escape method as he spawns up multiples of himself until the body pile breaks the door, but he's caught and screws up his sister's plan to get him on a GDA rehab plan like the new Darkwing. From there, we went to the Grayson household where Mark and Eve are still sneaking around to bang and be together, but Oliver's got a loud mouth, not that Debbie cares all that much, and they need a new place anyway. So, Eve goes out to the prison and offers the warden a superhero on retainer via Invincible Inc. so they can get an income to get an apartment. But there was a scene that probably should have been in this episode based on everything else that was, and that's the scene I've referenced a couple times over the past couple weeks where Mark meets Amber's new boyfriend. So since it's not here in the show, she was abused and calls Mark, then he dangles the boyfriend off of a building. I don't know why it got cut from the show. I know it's a tough topic to get into, but it was a powerful moment in the story of the books. Anyway, Titan goes to see Machine Head in prison, and after that conversation, causes a little chaos to draw out the prison's new guard dog, Invincible. He tries explaining that he needs this to break out Multiple, but after the last job with Titan almost killed Mark, he couldn't care less about what he needs. This was also where the big changes happened from the book, but I'm going to get into those in a second after I lay out how the show handled it. Mr. Liu goes after Titan and then takes care of the prison break on his own. He fights Mark and Eve, and Paul escapes during the chaos despite Eve's attempt to trap him. She also missed Machine Head, who Isotope was able to grab with the shield down. The changes they made are actually pretty big here. For one, Eve straight up wasn't in this fight in the books. I don't think she's a bad addition, but I do think they made this change so that the normies who haven't read the books aren't caught off guard when she brings that armor back for a big, some would say, so big you could call it a conquest fight later in the season. But the bigger change was with Mr. Liu, in my opinion, here in the show. In the books, he just shows up at Titan and Invincible's chat outside of the prison and breaks Paul out for himself. He also survives that encounter, where in the show, Titan kills him, at least he thinks he does. Also, I'm not saying changes are a bad thing. There's been probably more good than bad with the Invincible show changing the books, but it's also like, in the grand scheme of things, Mr. Liu isn't my biggest concern here. I'm not going to get that upset about it, especially not this season. They do work out for the characters in universe, though. In the show's Machine Head is in charge of the Order, and Titan is free of the Order. For now, that is. Mr. Liu is alive, and Paul is out there, so he's got his assassin back too. He let his sister, Duplicate, know about his prison escape by leaving her a little gift at Guardians HQ, the paper multiples they used to craft when they were kids. And so that's going to do it for my breakdown of episode 5 from Invincible season 3. I'm hoping the final 3 episodes are more like the first 4 of this season, and based on what's coming from the books, they should be. But I'm a little nervous about it, I can't lie. Let me know what you thought about this week's episode though down in the comments below, and make sure you have a great day.